Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Programming in My Way. In this session, we are going to see important topic of C program, that is parameter passing methods. Which are the methods of parameter passing in C language? So these methods will be changed language to language. In C language, there are two methods, call by value and call by reference. But before learning these methods, first we'll understand what is meant by parameter passing. What is meant by parameter passing? So consider this is scenario. Suppose there are two functions in your program. There are two functions in your program. Consider this is your program. Suppose you have written this function first and then you have written this function next. Suppose these two functions wants to communicate with each other. They want to make a communication with each other. Then this parameter passing concept helps to make that particular communication. Getting? Now this communication can be without data or with data. It is not necessary that we should pass some data and we should retrieve some data from that particular function. That communication may be without data. Getting? So see, real life example. If I call to someone, suppose I'm calling to my friend Amit. Getting? Suppose his number is 123. So if I call to him, getting, by dialing his number, and if I called and if I'm not speaking anything, if simply I'm calling, he picked my call, I'm not speaking anything, that means I'm calling him, but I'm not giving any data or I'm not speaking anything. Getting? So that may be the scenario. So there is a communication, but this communication is without data. In the same way, if I did not speak, he will also not reply to me. That means he is responding me, but he is not speaking anything. Getting? So there is also communication. The call is going on. Getting? Call is going on, but there is no any data from my side as well as my friend side. Getting? So for such scenario, this parameter passing method is used. Getting? So parameter passing methods are making communication between functions, or functions are using this parameter passing methods to communicate with each other. Getting? So consider this is add function and this is display function. Okay, so see what I am doing, I am simply calling this display through add function. Getting? So this is add function and this is display function. So this is function definition of add and this is function definition of display. This is function definition of add and this is function definition of display. Getting? So see what I am doing, I am calling this display through add. So whenever compiler will enter into this add function and whenever compiler will see this function call, then there will be jump from this add to display. There will be jump from this function call to display. Once the execution of this display is finished, again we are returning back to the same point where we have left the execution. Getting? So see, here I am not passing any value. Here I am not passing any value, as well as I am not returning any value from display. So there is a communication. Here I am jumping and returning, but while jumping I am not bringing some data to display. Also while returning I am not bringing some data from display to add. So this is also communication, but this communication is without data. Now consider another example. Suppose I am passing two values from display. 10 and 20. Getting? So I am calling display by passing two values. So to receive those values, I should take some variables. Getting? So see, I am calling this display function from add. So definitely there will be what? Jump. from this function call to function definition. And while jumping, I am bringing two values. I am bringing two values. I am bringing two integer variables. Integer values 10 and 20. So this 10 value will be copied in A, 20 value will be copied in B. Getting? So see here, this communication involves data. I am calling function by passing some values. Getting? So this is one-way communication. How it will be two-way communication? Suppose I have performed some operation on these two data, and suppose I am returning some result. Getting? So definitely you should specify some return type over here, int. Getting? So while coming back, I am bringing some result, some integer result back to add function. So while coming back to add function, I am bringing 30 value. So that will be assigned to C. So this is what communication with data. This is two-way communication. This can be one-way communication. Only bring these values to this. Don't bring something back to this. Or don't bring from add to display. Bring something from display to add. That can be one-way communication. Getting? But this example illustrates two-way communication. So parameter passing methods allows functions to communicate with each other. This communication can be with data or without data. Getting? Okay. So this is very important. You should remember this scenario. Okay. And which are the parameter passing methods available in C? Call by value and call by reference. So we are going to see those methods. Parameter passing methods. So first method is call by value, and second method is call by reference. Call by value method is also called as pass by value. Call by reference method is also called as pass by reference. Sometimes in some book they have called call by reference as pass by pointer or pass by location, or call by location or call by pointer. Getting? So you should remember these synonyms. Getting? So call by value is also called as pass by value. Call by reference is also called as pass by reference. It is also called as pass by pointer or pass by location. So what is the difference between call by value and call by reference? We'll see this first. What is the difference? Because in interview they are asking which are the methods of parameter passing and differentiate between them. Getting? So see, in call by value we are calling function. See, as the name suggests, call by value. So we are calling function by passing some values. In call by value we are calling function by passing some values. Getting? We are passing some values. And in call by reference or address, we are calling function by passing addresses of some variables. Getting? So this is the first difference. In call by value we are calling function by passing some values or some actual parameters. In call by reference we are calling function by passing the addresses of variables or addresses of actual parameter. Now remember that actual parameters are always present in function call. Actual parameters are always present in function call. Getting? So this is the first difference. Consider, in call by value we are calling function by passing actual parameter, and here we are calling function by passing the addresses of actual parameter. Getting? Now in continuation with this, in call by value we are calling function by passing actual values of actual parameters, these values will be copied in formal parameters. These values will be copied in formal parameters. And if we perform any operation on formal parameter, they will not affect original values. This is about call by value. See what is meant by call by value. Call by value. In call by value, we are calling function by passing the values of actual parameters. These values will be copied. These values will be copied in formal parameters. These values will be copied in formal parameters. Consider x and y, these are formal parameter, a, b, these are actual parameters. If we perform any operation on this formal parameter, they will not affect the original values. Getting? This is about the call by value. Now what about call by reference? We are calling function by passing addresses. Consider address of A is 1000 and address of B is 2000. So we are passing these addresses. So these addresses will be copied in formal parameter. These addresses will be copied in formal parameter. So see here formal parameters are x, y. We are calling function by passing addresses of actual parameter. Here actual parameters are a, b. So we are passing their addresses. Consider 1000 is address of A, 2000 is address of B. We are passing addresses because this is what call by value, call by address or pass by address. So these addresses will be collected in formal parameters. So consider x, y, these are formal parameters. Now very important thing, here these formal parameters must be pointer. These formal parameters must be pointer. See here x, y, they are normal variables. Here x, y, they are pointers. Getting? Now we are calling function by passing addresses of actual parameter. These addresses will be copied in formal parameter, and if we perform any operation on this formal parameter, they will affect the original values. This is not the case with call by value. If we perform any operation on formal parameters, in case of call by value, they will not affect the original values, but here they will affect on the original values. For call by value, we don't require pointer. For call by reference, we require pointer. So you should remember these three differences. Getting? I am repeating one more time. In call by value, I am calling function by passing the values of actual parameter. These values will be copied in formal parameter. If we perform any operation on formal parameter, they will not affect the original values. Here we don't require pointer variables. In call by reference, we are calling function by passing the addresses of actual parameters. These addresses will be copied in formal parameters. Here formal parameters must be pointer. If we perform any operation on this formal parameter, they will affect the original values. So this is the difference between call by value and call by reference. Okay, so in next video we'll see these two things with help of C program. Okay, thank you.